core culture comes from the past experiences and successes and failures that have happened through the journey. And we thought it'd be really great to just hear some stories from you, I suppose, that have helped shape what is today the CLINUVEL culture.
Of course, CLINUVEL has a set of beliefs, values, shared assumptions, a group or corporate norm, and that's the thin layer, the foundation where it starts. And the first one is concerning information and data within the company. Our belief was and is, you are innovating, and for that matter, you are going to make errors along the way. And information needs to flow between people from division to division. And for that to occur, you need to create a safe environment where everyone that joins the ranks is able to explore, explain, and express. And there cannot be concealment of information or embellishment or manipulation, or you need to be able to have an environment where people are going to discuss the good and the bad experiments, the good and the bad progress based on data, without having the fear of being penalized or sanctioned for it. The second negative anchor is really surrounding conduct. Under a roof of 21 nations, 12 languages, different ethnicities, reasonable equal gender, so we try to keep tab on that. Also at management and board levels, we want equal gender everywhere, so you're a balanced company. Transgenders, in that mix, there is no room for misconduct in any shape or form. No bullying, no pressure, no untoward remarks. It needs to be an environment where you're free to express yourself. And then the third one, and so I've grown up in the era of Parmalat and Enron and Lehman Brothers. There cannot be misrepresentations of balance sheet activities. Finance has to be impeccable and reported as it is. And for that, you need a sound finance team. And so with Kimi and his team, there's no concern in my view. And if you look at our discipline and financial performance the last 16 years, it's quite constant. With all these rules of conduct, you've laid a foundation of how you're going to operate with each other. And I think where we differ from the peers is in the way we communicate internally and the responsibilities we assign. And so that's slightly different because we hire certainly within our sector, but we also hire people of different ilk, different backgrounds, historians, mathematicians, engineers, people who don't necessarily would fit in pharmaceuticals, but just good at problem solving. And there is a belief among us that there is no reason why you couldn't deploy the skills of solving problems in one domain or abstract field, and why you couldn't apply that in our company. And that, I think, is part of the ingredients that led us to where we are today. And I see no reasons why it shouldn't continue in this way. So that's the first element of culture. We've got about 4 pillars of a system that so far has worked, but that needs to more or less safeguard how we're going to grow and how we're going to continue the success. The first one is you need to encourage to think and to contribute. It sounds really trite, but it's really true, because if you have influx of new people from different backgrounds, different professions, different professional experience, there is no room for intimidation or silence or reservation. From day one, you need to contribute and share your thoughts. We need to be genuinely interested in the thought process of the other one, because we are constantly battling to solve problems. And so that's the one, I think, pillar of continuing what we do. The other one is that we hear that from the newly joined applicants or the staff. We hear it from the recruiters that do 360 feedback, that we expose people to far more disciplines than what they trained for or that background alludes to. So we want someone in technology to also understand commercial negotiations. And someone in scientific affairs needs to understand the journey to commercial. And our finance people need to be in part be involved in diligence and in business units. And so you need to expose staff to a much wider set of disciplines to make it interesting, to retain them, to train them, and then you set yourself apart from peers. The way you do it is by setting what I call Olympic goals, 3 or 4 years out and not more. And then the last part, and we get frequent feedback on that from recruiters and all the agencies we hire. And it's somewhat alien and time consuming. We mine for the nuggets. And that means that you need to recruit as part of your business all year round. Even if you have no vacancies, just look for that one individual with the intriguing mind, with the predisposition, where it fits, someone that is of interest. And if it's of high interest, you will need to create a position for that person. But it's far better than just running to the market only when you have a vacancy, because what is the statistical chance that you're going to find that match? So all our line managers, they need to recruit on a perpetual basis, interview, get better at it, see people week in, week out. And so these are the 4 pillars.